Milwaukee hadn't won since 1971, and yesterday they take it home 105-98. And there's a lot of Dirk comparisons out there. Obviously, the international tie-in, people trying to figure out if this one was more impressive than Dirk's in 2011. Look, to me, it begins and ends with who you beat in the finals. Dirk Nowitzki beating maybe the greatest basketball player of all time, along with one of the best shooting guards of all time, and another Hall of Famer in Chris Bosh. Like, that team, name-wise, destroys Phoenix. Like, it's not even close. It's not even a contest. If you want to say that Giannis performed better than Dirk in the finals or the path to get there, yeah, I guess we can have that discussion. But you got to look at who Milwaukee went through as well and who the Mavs went through. The Mavs had that series with Portland. Then they waxed the Lakers. I mean, that was a championship team.
They were the champs.
Right. And there was a sweep. They ended Phil Jackson's career as a coach. And then they took out
Oklahoma City, which was Durant, Westbrook, and Harden. They were kids.
Yeah. Compared to Milwaukee's run, right?
Right.
Milwaukee took advantage of the hurt Nets.
They beat the Heat. They beat the Heat.
And they beat the Hawks.
And they beat the Hawks.
That doesn't compare, in my opinion, to the Mavs run.
Going through the West anyway is never going to compare to going through the East, although the East is getting better. There's no doubt about that. The competition of Dirk's run is clearly much more difficult than the competition of Giannis's run. I think long-term this has an opportunity, depending on what Giannis does the rest of his career, because Dirk's title was the culmination and the reward for a career that was never fully appreciated by the masses.
Well, that is a common theme, and that's why James Harden has also been trending. When you talk about certain championships and the main star, they all have a narrative they have to overcome, right? And you're going to get to Dirk's in just a second. But with Michael, and he's talked about it 500 times, Michael Jordan is a scoring champion who can't make others better. Kobe Bryant is a selfish Michael Jordan wannabe who has to rely on Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq is a guy you can't go to in the fourth quarter because he can't make free throws. All these narratives are out there over the great players until they win their title, and James Harden was guilty, and that's why he's trending, because everyone loves to hate on James Harden, including myself. He had that comment and those quotes about Giannis insulting. The narrative on Giannis, by the way, you're not going to be able to win a championship with him. He's in the wrong era of three-point shooting. Just put up that wall, force him to beat you from the outside, and he's not going to be able to carry Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday to a ring. Harden's quote, "I wish I could just run at 7 feet and dunk. I got to learn how to actually play basketball and have skill as a guard." That was Harden insulting Giannis. That's why Harden's getting made fun of. But Giannis had his narrative, and Dirk had his that he had to get through.
Yeah, and look, I mean,
being soft.
Dirk's narrative was he also couldn't win. He was soft. Charles Barkley hated the Mavs. We hated Barkley here for so long, because he hated the Mavs. At least that's the way he talked on TV. It's easy to play against the Mavericks. They don't hurt you. They're finesse. It's an up-and-down game. It's easy on our bodies, this and that. But, Dirk's was a culmination of a great career that was probably never fully appreciated, a title that should have came 5 years prior in Miami in 2006 when they were robbed by Bennett Salvatore and the referees. But that was what that was. This feels different. Dirk's title meant more at the time to the individual player, the competition. Giannis's title feels like the beginning and not the end. Like Dirk's was the end. It was the peak. It was like, everything's going down from here. For Giannis, this could be, depending on how the next few years go, be the catapult for him. Giannis has a chance to be, one of the all-time greats. All-time greats.
You mean like above a Dirk category?
Yeah. He's 26 years old. He clinched the Hall of Fame last night. It's not often that at his age, you're clinching things like that. He's got a long way. I mean, he needs to put on 6 more years of the past 6 years to get to Dirk. But yeah, there's a good chance that he eclipses Dirk on the all-time ranking scale.
I thought you were going to say put on more pounds after that photo that came out.
Yeah, he put on what,
40
at least.
From his rookie season to now, it's like a 43-pound weight gain of muscle.
It's a lot.
He's a monster.
He's a very big guy.
That's why Shaq is so proud of him. He's like, thanks for bringing back bully ball and actually proving you can do it in the paint, just throwing dudes around and dunking on them.
But if he develops his game and he's developed a pretty decent turnaround jumper. The further he can go out, the better. You don't want him to go too far out because that may take away some of what he is. But yeah, he's got a chance to get past Dirk on the all-time ranking list.
Sure.
And that's what this was. Dirk's title is better, and to a career, it means more. But Giannis's is big from the standpoint that it could be the one that kind of lets him take off into the all-time rankings.
Here are the averages just for the heck of it for the finals. Giannis was 35, 13, and 2 blocks. All right, 35, 13. He also had 5 assists a game. Dirk was 26, 10, and 2 assists. So Giannis has better numbers. Dirk shot 42, 45, and 98. Dirk shot 98% in the finals. 42, 45, and 98. Giannis was 61, 17, and 62. So Dirk's numbers, except for the field goal percentage, blow Giannis's away. But here's why Giannis's game last night is even more legendary. 62% for the series from the line, his weakness.
Yeah.
89.5 last night on 19 attempts.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's an outlier, but that's a great outlier to have, man. That's big time. That's big time. And, as the fan text points out, how bad none of us we would not trade the Dirk title for anything. We would not. But how many of us last night thought the same thing? Like, I was rooting for Giannis for the exact same reason I hope a lot of people root for Dirk.
Yeah.
The exact same reason.
It is the same reason.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the underdog.
Yep.
It's
even though they weren't the underdog in the series from the Heat Mavs perspective.
Right.
It was, are you rooting for Chris Paul at 36 to get his or Giannis to get his?
It's not rooting against the Suns. It's rooting against super teams.
Yeah.
People are rooting for Milwaukee because of the Warriors, because of the Heat, because of the Nets. It wasn't anything against Phoenix. No one cares about the Suns. We don't care about Phoenix. It was rooting for it being done the right way, which is why Chris Broussard and now Steven Jackson have been trending the past 48 hours because Chris Broussard said Giannis is going to be the first one to win a title in a long time, not on a super team. And people were like, last year, Chris, LeBron and Anthony Davis, that wasn't a super team on the Lakers. And then Steven Jackson this morning apparently called the Bucks a super team with Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, and Giannis. And Steven Jackson right now is getting destroyed by the internet and getting Kwame Brown jokes left and right.